If you have a public Instagram account, Meta's latest AI feature may have made your photos more useful than you realize, and that may not be a good thing. The company has introduced a new image generation tool called Muse. One of its capabilities allows users to create AI-generated images by simply mentioning any username from a public Instagram profile. Meta says the feature is designed to help people create personalized images and that users remain in control of their content. Critics, however, argue that the issue is not what the technology can do, but whether users fully understand that their public photos could be used in this way. That distinction is important because most people joined Instagram at a time when making an account public simply meant allowing others to see their photos. AI tools are now expanding what can be done with those photos. The debate has quickly moved beyond technology into a broader question of consent. Is making a profile public enough to imply agreement for AI-generated uses of those images? Or should platforms seek more explicit permission before enabling such features? Supporters of AI tools argue that public content has always been available for others to view, share, and interact with. Opponents counter that generating entirely new images based on someone's likeliness goes far beyond traditional social media use. The concern is not necessarily that every use will be harmful. Rather, it is that millions of users may not realize how the boundaries around their content are changing. So, what exactly is Muse? At its simplest, Muse is Meta's attempt to make AI image creation more personal. Most AI image generators create images from text prompts. Muse goes a step further by allowing users to generate images that are influenced by the content available on public Instagram profiles. However, the launch has reignited a debate that has followed nearly every major AI product released over the past 2 years. Just because something is publicly available online, does that automatically mean it should be available for AI systems to use? That question has become increasingly important as technology companies race to build AI tools that require vast amounts of data and content to function effectively. The controversy arrives at a time when governments across the world are struggling to keep pace with the rapid development of artificial intelligence. In India, regulators and policymakers have repeatedly raised concerns about issues ranging from misinformation and deepfakes to data privacy and platform accountability. Muse presents a slightly different challenge. A public Instagram account may allow anyone to view a photograph, but does that also mean someone should be able to use that photograph as a basis for generating entirely new images? That is the legal and ethical grey area policymakers are increasingly being asked to address. The answers are unlikely to be straightforward because existing laws were written long before generative AI became a mainstream technology. The discussion around Muse is not really about a single product. It reflects a broader shift taking place across the internet. Content is no longer just being consumed. It is increasingly being analyzed, repurposed, transformed, and used to generate entirely new content. As a result, the line between viewing a photograph and using a photograph is becoming harder to define. That creates new questions for users, technology companies, and regulators alike. What rights should individuals have over publicly shared content? How much transparency should companies provide when introducing AI features? And what level of consent should be required before personal content becomes part of an AI-driven product? These are questions that extend far beyond Instagram and Meta. For users who are uncomfortable with the possibility of their public content being reused through AI features, there are options available. One is to make an Instagram account private, limiting access to approved followers. Another is to review Instagram's settings related to content reuse and AI features and disable permissions where available. Privacy experts also recommend periodically reviewing account settings, particularly as social media platforms continue to introduce new AI-powered tools. Meta believes AI-powered personalization will make its platform more engaging and useful. Critics argue that users deserve cleaner explanations and more explicit choices before their content becomes part of these systems. Both positions reflect a larger tension that is likely to define the next phase of the internet. Artificial intelligence is expanding what technology can do with the information people have already shared online. The challenge for companies and regulators is ensuring that users understand those changes and have meaningful control over them.